Women of Reddit, what can men do or say that instantly makes you lose interest in them? When they let me know how expensive a date was, I always offer to pay for myself. Don't go bitching about how I cost you. A guy once showed me a spreadsheet of how much he spent on me. Instant ladder vernacular. Reading is a waste of time. Double quote. Nope. That's a deal breaker. Might be of an ex or anything similar. You sound bitter and nobody likes a whiner. She might have sucked. But calling her a B or a C makes me suspect you have a problem with women. Also, variations on I'm smart. I just don't work hard. It's okay if you don't have your completely together, but that's a really stupid reason, so you probably shouldn't share it. I'm just too nice a guy. Sometimes I wish I was a D, so girls would like me more. You can be certain he is not a nice guy. WHNDIFNDU online EVNFUHVE no mutual FRNDS. LK on FB or whatever, and thy STRT bluntly hitting on you where typing like thy HVE a broken keyboard or brain. Upsiders. I'm now fluent at reading stupid. I don't mind gays as long as they stay away from me. 1. That means you do mind, and 2. You're so stupid that you think every gay guy would want try to shag you. If he thinks there are circumstances in which a woman is obligated to have sex with him, then nope. Be a jerk. If you're nice to me but rude to the server, bartender, other people around you, then you're not a nice guy. Mandatory. Say for example, we're on a date. Please put your phone away. If it's work related, I'll be understanding. But checking your Facebook or texting friends to ask what's up pisses me off. We're both taking time out of our schedule to hang out, and that makes me isolated and disrespected. Blatantly hitting on other women while we're out on a date. Man. So I'm talking with this girl, right? And she's so hot. Like drop dead gorgeous. What a dime. Perfect ass. But yeah. She. Full stop. Full stop. I get it. She was attractive. I don't know if you're trying to make me jealous. Or what. Dudes who are overly high on themselves are just gross to me, walking around like you're a super sex machine. God's gift to women. I had a boyfriend who would make a lesbian joke every time I went to hang out with a female friend. He's not my boyfriend anymore. Don't try and tell me what I should do in bed. A man should know how to pleasure a woman without needing directions. Double quote. Yeah. Right. Not all bodies are created equal. Now let me tell you what works for me, or I'll kick you out and do it better myself. Don't get me wrong. Feel free to try what you want and show me what you've got. But if you're not interested in adjusting to what works for me. I was at this party. Being social. Playing beer pong. This guy, Travis, comes up to me and starts talking. We hit it off. Decide to talk outside and share a few beers. Then his friend comes up and asks me if I'd like to play another round of beer pong. I said, sure. I'll see you there. Travis looks to me and says in baby voice, you're mine. I saw how he looked at you. Don't leave me. Double quote. Gag. Possessiveness and baby voice are both scary and off-putting. You're so educated, well-traveled, inquisitive, well-rounded, accomplished. For a girl, I feel like we're almost equals. Puke in my mouth a little bit. When they text like this and it takes me a few minutes to decode hi BBZWNACHL. That was an actual message I received once. Men. Please look literate and intelligent when you text. You wouldn't want to sound like an idiot when you speak to us. So why would you want to do it in text form? On the other hand, instant ladder when he uses 4-syllable words and differentiates between there and there. Or maybe it's just me. I was talking with this guy, who seemed to be on the right track and told me he was interested in me. A little bit further into one of our conversations he mentioned that he was dropping out of all of his college classes. Then followed it up with, "I don't think my girlfriend would like if I was spending this much time with you." Speechless. Anything in a condescending tone. I have met tons of finance guys and I've met plenty of them who immediately assume I'm one of those girls hired based on looks. They'll start name dropping clients and deals with their ridiculous code names. Project Golden Parachute, Project Chameleon, Project Bamboo Forest, etc. Since it's the closest to Hollywood glam type of spy missions they could get. If it's a secret, don't treat me like an idiot for not knowing it because you can't tell me anything about it. And if I can match your finance knowledge and argue back, cute in a derisive, mock paternal tone is the fastest way to make me want to smash my plate over your head. I just hate when you're on a date and the guy doesn't look even remotely interested in what you say. And he just keeps talking about himself like he is so interesting. It seriously turns me off if you don't know what my job is after a date. Sorry for my English guys. French Canadian here. Close bracket. When guys refer to any woman as a slut, it's just old world for me. If someone likes to have sex, as long as they aren't doing anything illegal, it's none of your business. Sure, some people can be destructive with their sex lives, but that isn't gender specific. It can go both ways. If they choose to dress in a way that you don't like, feel free to look the other way. There was a particularly wealthy guy I was seeing casually who would flaunt his money like a goddamn peacock. I mean, you don't get to choose your upbringing, but he just is generally ungrateful for the fact that he has no debt and will never have to worry about making ends meet. Come visit me in the Hamptons. I got a new Range Rover for graduation. I party with a VCI. How does one refrain from rolling their eyes? On the contrary, I have met really nice Ivy League kids who have said to me, verbatim, "My parents are rich. I have nothing. I haven't made anything yet." TLDR. If you're a rich guy, stop spending $60 at a bar on dollar draft night for all your friends and offering to take girls to Top of the Hub. You're attracting shitty people because you act like a cunt. I know I'm not great looking, or any other self-attacking statement. I'm not getting in a relationship with you so you feel better about yourself, and I'm not going to be the one to pick you up out of your self-hate. Especially since no one can do that but yourself. If you don't love yourself, you won't have time to love anyone else. Because you'll be too wrapped up in what you are doing, how you look, and what others think of what you're doing, how you look. AKA you're going to be self-centered. If we just met, don't launch into how much money you make. I don't care. And it makes you look like a jerk who only cares about finances. Also, don't act like a frat boy. I'm going to drop kick, shoot, nail, whatever, the cat. I'm not setting up to be the next crazy cat lady or anything. But animal abuses make me ill. Asking for pictures within the first day that we know each other. It's really annoying and honestly kinda pathetic. I feel like all they want to do is judge me on how I look. Like my worth is there instead of anything else. Equally annoying is when I politely turn down their suggestion to send them pics. And then they nag me every chance they get until I have to forcefully shoot them down. At which point I'm berated for being a bitch. I'm sorry. No woman should have to deal with this. And it goes both ways. I don't ask men for pictures. And they shouldn't ask me. Eventually I'll offer, please don't push matters. I've been with a couple of guys who had really short tempers. Never towards me, but road rage and things like that. Once I pointed it out, they tried to tame it a lot. But it's a turn off. It may have already been mentioned, but I once went on a series of dates with a man who drank more than he should on a date. He then got extremely jealous protective. He thought it was macho and gallant. I just thought he looked like an idiot. Maybe it would be flattering if I were in any sort of threatening situation. But just because another man exchanged pleasantries with me in a public place is no reason to start a fight. I went on a date with a guy who kept interrupting me every time I was talking. Literally. Every time I opened my mouth he would interrupt me. He would even ask me questions, but then interrupt my answer. Every time. Later on that night online I told him I wasn't interested in seeing him again unless he stopped interrupting me. And was he aware he does it? And was it just because of nerves? He stopped talking to me and I never heard from him again. So yeah. If every time I open my mouth and start talking you interrupt and talk over me so often that I end up glaring at you, how he didn't notice this I don't know. You're an ass. And I don't want you. When a guy brags about himself. The other night I actually had a guy tell me, my body is better than any other guy in this bar and my C is bigger too. I guarantee it. I don't freaking care. Your personality is shit. Don't talk to me. When a man acts as if there is no possible way I could be more intelligent than him. As if everything I say or do is cute and of no real importance because I'm a woman. Sadly it's happened a lot lately on dates and it makes me literally just want to closed fist punch them in the ball sack. When they do something dickish. And then call you a B for calling them out on it. As a female that has been divorced for almost a year now. I'm preparing to date again. I never really dated before I was married. Meet my ex-husband when I was 16 and we married soon after. I have no idea what I'm doing and a little scared about it. Much has changed since the 80s. So, I want to thank the women and men who have contributed to this thread. At least now I have some insight on what it looks like out there. This thread is a gold mine. Aggressive gifting. Particularly when I was in my late teens guys would attempt to incur obligation by giving me things. Now I did get a VHS set of Red Dwarf episodes as a gift at a con from this and he was right. It was hilarious. What was not hilarious was guys then trying to cash in on what they were now owed for giving me things I hadn't asked for out of the blue. I wised up and started refusing gifts. Here's what my ex did that I just never got over. Never. Ever cleaned up after himself. Also, if we were in a group and if I was getting any kind of attention, he'd find some way of putting me down, getting others to ignore me and then taking all the attention for himself. It took me a while to notice he was doing it. Like years. Finally I was like, wait a minute. Every time I'm getting going on a subject it's like I get cut off. Wait. He's cutting me off. Wait. He's starting a whole new conversation and I still haven't finished my sentence. Wait. WTF. And then. Yeah, it's over. Being uneducated is a huge turn off. That doesn't mean you have to go to an Ivy League or even have gone to college, just be smart. Show an interest in learning something other than how to get into my panties. I once was interested in this guy and so I got his number. When we started texting he would call me home dog and gangster. It wasn't in a cute nerdy kind of we're so white that this is funny way. I'm pretty sure he actually thought he was being endearing. He stopped texting me and then was irritated that I never texted him. Another similar situation with a different guy. But this guy would hashtag things in his text messages. I also have a huge pet peeve of people using lol. Which he used. A lot. If they treat their siblings or anybody who's serving us on the date poorly, they're trying to impress you. So obviously they'll put a show on. Everybody does. But looking at how they treat people they've been around a long time, like you'll be if you get involved with them, and those in a lower position than they are will give you a look at what you're getting into. Generally, if I'm interested, I know enough about their personality and things that they like to determine that they're probably cool enough. Until they blanch at condoms. Like how only girls with something to hide want condoms and well, aren't you on the pill? Fart jokes, fart sounds. When I'm drunk and think anything you say is funny, go for it. But not on a date. Please. Or in front of my friends. Or when we're out in public. I guess you should just save them for your brothers. Call me babe or baby within the first few conversations. Maybe it's just me. But I hate pet names unless it's from someone I am legitimately dating. Also, guys who can't spell. Or who can and text me things like you. Probably. Are and the very worst one. Alert. I could rip my hair out. There's no worse feeling than being attracted to a guy than having your libido shot down because of something like this. I waited until my 20s to lose my virginity. I'd been on a couple of dates with a few guys, but I never felt comfortable enough to confide in anyone that I was still a virgin. I finally decided I'm going to come out to this guy I'd been seeing for a while. He laughed and told me I was obviously lying. Foot and mouth. Bro. Spending forever cooking them a meal and they find a hair in their food and act like you've tried to poison them. Worst feeling ever, an instant mood killer.